Sunday! Every Sunday, side by side at the microphone from the green light to the speed trap, Gregarino and Joe D calls them as they seize them, and you better believe them. Hear relevant news, biased opinion, and outright nonsense regarding every aspect of automotive culture. Gasp! It's mechanical trickery never before broadcast over FCC-regulated airwaves. Thrill to the explosive tension as Ray and Joe cuss each other down track, barrel roll across the finish line, laughing at certain disaster as they shake hands with the devil. All that and so much more at high noon this Sunday on the Motormouth Radio Hour. Call in and speak live with the Wizards of Speed and the Live Feed, Ray Carino and Joe D. Bring the whole family. Kids under 12 get in free every Sunday at noon on WHPC. Take the Hempstead Turnpike to the Meadowbrook Parkway and look for the no parking on the expressway and no express service on the Parkway sign. Go right on Highway 24 to Garden City. $2 all-day parking includes pit pass. Wait!
Alrighty, here we are on Motormouth Radio, Long Island's only automotive car talk show here on Long Island. Where else would we be? Your host, Ray Guarino, with Joe D.
Yay!
You remember how I told you a while ago that I thought one of my predictions for probably the best year in music was
1972.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that song was from 1973.
Well, we all be a little late, time is relative. It's not necessarily linear.
And man, can't that Geddy Lee play bass? Now, of course, the sharp knives in our drawer know that was Mel Shacker playing bass.
Yeah,
but I happen to be watching the
that was definitely Mel's style.
I happen to watch I was watching the Rock Hall of Fame induction this morning a little bit, where Geddy Lee came up and played with Geddy Lee and I
meant to watch that, but they
played with Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
so that was pretty cool.
Seeing as how Chris Squire's gone. And
Yeah.
So
anyway, that's our musical intro today, Motormouth Radio. You can get us at 516-572-7440. I'm trying to remember the R's on the 4, because when I listen to myself back and I'm 440, I was saying, okay, let me crisp it up a little bit.
This is Long Island's automotive
know.
talk show. I mean, it's not like you're talking from
You're right.
some other state where they actually use the R.
Yeah, we don't use all the tools that we've been given.
Yeah, I mean, what the heck state is it? There's some Midwestern state where they end words with R's that shouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Let's go get a pizza.
A pizza.
Or throw it out the window. So
go.
basically what they do is they have our R's.
Yeah, they use our stuff, yeah.
See, we share.
But, speaking, just to follow up one last thing on music before we continue with our show, I just want to say that I read a piece here. Guitar god Jimmy Page, he wasn't recording music last weekend. He was buying it.
Really?
And this is pretty cool, yes.
Did he show up at that place you go to?
No, I wish. No, not Infinity Records in Massapequa. He paid a visit to the House of Oldies on Carmine Street in the city, where he stocked up on vinyl, according to one fan. The fan says he collects vinyl, and he buys stacks of it. The 73-year-old Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was also spotted roaming around the village with his 26-year-old girlfriend, Scarlett Sabet. Daddy, what's a record? So at least I know.
I don't know which part of that is more scary, the girlfriend or Daddy, what's a record? Or
yeah, at least I know I'm in good company buying my vinyl with.
Was there someone following him around with like jumper cables?
I don't know. There's a myriad of things they could have been following him with. I don't know if any of them applied. So
yes.
Anyway. But anyway, we're not gonna need jumper cables today. We're gonna be talking rubber today, Joe.
Oh.
We're going to go to the other end of the fetish scale.
It's going to be that kind of show, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're actually going to have a guest that we've had on Motormouth Radio. It's been a while since he was on, but Mr. Greg Hathcock, the president CEO of Vogue Tyre.
Ah, Vogue.
And out here, we know it as Vogues and Spokes.
Yes.
Because you had the true spoke rims with the Vogue tires. I found out from Louis Lee from allendsmag.com, in Ohio, it was called Spokes and Trues.
Spokes. Oh, okay. See, maybe that's where our R's ended up too.
or Vogues.
That's strange. Spokes and Trues.
I'm sorry, he called it Trues and Vogues. So again, just a little switch on the theme there, but the same idea.
Yeah, you kind of understand each other. It's all American, but it's still not. Well, we all have to be. But you know what? That was pretty much. You own certain classes of vehicles back in the day. You know what I mean? You have arrived when you had your Spokes and Vogues.
Well, that's the thing, especially if you had a Caddy or a Lincoln, and you had a lowered car. The lowrider culture out in California, I mean, in L.A., those guys kind of
eat that stuff up.
They use that too. And Vogues they were never a cheap tire. They were always a premium, high-level, expensive tire because you got a lot for your money. It wasn't just, your Pep Boys stuff.
Yeah, right. Good riding tire, good handling tire, too. I mean, I've been enough of those cars, at some point or another. You wouldn't find them on your average Camaro or GTO or something, but for the cars that they were meant for, they did an excellent job.
So we will be talking to Greg, hopefully right around after we'll take an early break.
The break there.
Yeah.
Well, that would be good to talk to them because it's nice to see that the company has moved into the 21st century as well. Yeah, we got to grill them about that.
Greg will cover it. Something else that moved into the 21st century, I kind of missed this last week. It was really kind of the marking of our 1-year anniversary doing the show.
Was that chill I felt as I walked into the studio?
No, the AC is on, but
okay.
Because actually it was last April, but April was a weird month for us with things we did. So May really started the beginning of when we first started doing the show together like this.
See, look at that. They haven't kicked us out yet.
They haven't kicked us out.
There's not that many people out there with pitchforks and torches anymore. You know what I mean? So I guess they're getting used to us.
Well, I tell you what, we couldn't get. We still can't get a priest. And I tried.
Right.
I tried to get the Reverend Monsignor Jim Vaughn to come on this show. And not that he said no forever, but he just said, I realize he's very busy right now. So he said after the summer. So, you get two good Catholic school kids that try to get a father in the show. And
well, I think he was going to do is he's going to outsource that to an exorcist. You definitely need something with somebody with the whole bag of.
Your comment was something about.
I was thankful that our studio is in the basement of the building, and I was like, okay, at least it minimizes the chance of me getting struck by lightning.
Right, that helps.
Let's face it. They're like, who, him next to a priest? Oh, send me one down, 30,000 volts. Come on, can't miss this opportunity.
Yeah, no. So they
don't let me near certain places of significance because they don't want the place blown up by locusts, hordes of locusts, lightning, floods, pestilence.
Yeah. So that was that. We like other guests who we couldn't land. Usually we land them on the first shot, but like sometimes that doesn't happen. So we'll follow up on that. That'll be something that we
as a rule, men of the cloth are highly educated, tasteful individuals. That could have something to do with it.
And you know what? They're usually busy on Sunday.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that is the tough day. Yeah. Let's face it.
So we'll work on that. So anyway, we're here to talk about cars and car things and car stuff. I've been kind of a little stagnant. I was trying to do some car work and some diagnostic on my daughter's car. Couldn't get around to it because, of course, when there's someone who needs the car and a teenager's, she's not going to be a teenager in a number of weeks, then it's kind of hard to get your hands on that car because it's always moving.
It's like a NASCAR pit stop.
It's kind of like this phone where it's always ringing. So let's pick it up and say, hi, you're on with Joe and Ray, the Motor Mouths.
Ray and Joe.
What's up, Bob?
Hey.
I'm good here. I had a couple questions for you guys. I hope you guys are okay, too.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Still standing.
So your guest, I wanted to ask him, how did he come about in his specialty market? Obviously, it's for certain vehicles.
No. You can put Vogue.
I've never seen Vogue. You described it as tires and spokes, right?
Okay,
so isn't that what we usually see on the higher-end cars?
Now, let me reiterate.
How old are you?
Yeah.
I'm as old as you guys.
You're old enough to know. Okay, a Vogue tire, the thing that sets a Vogue tire apart from everything else was, if you picture a tire that had like a thin quarter inch or less white wall, a thin white stripe around the tire.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. That was gold.
Yes.
On the Vogue tire, yellowish. And then there was some lettering in there. They had a distinctive.
Yeah, and they had those
tread.
little chevrons, those little triangle thingies there.
So that's what made the tire look different, and it was a quality-made tire. But people coupled that with the spoked rims on the high-end cars to further set their car off, hence the Vogues and spokes.
Official tire of Disco Boys. Yeah, Chris, I said Disco Boys.
Instead of like Goodrich and Krager's that you'd have on a muscle car.
TAs and
Vogues and spokes.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like you wouldn't put. I'd gotten a Riviera that had Vogues on it, and
I was just going to say perhaps Buick and Eldorado.
Yes,
but
yet the Vogues, you wouldn't see them like Joe said on a Camaro necessarily on a Chevelle. Although the tire could certainly go on the car because it's just a tire.
Yeah, it's round, it's rubber.
You could put I've seen some white letter tires on Rivieras, Electras, and Caddies, and you say, hey, that's kind of cool. It ended a little bit made the car look a little tougher with a white letter tire. So.
Yep.
All right. My next question was, thank you for explaining that. 2 is, ask your guest what his current interest in build is. What is he doing that's his current project? I'm always interested in hearing something like that.
Yeah. What are the guys that sell his stuff and whatever do? That's a great question. That very, very good, very pertinent.
And
I like
my other question to you guys was it's in reference to small engine. You okay with this?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So we've discussed small engines at our houses, generators, snow blowers, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the gasoline is so bad, and I'm using the stabilizers, and I'm also using, they have a small drip cap that goes underneath the actual tank top. Sears has that product where it's like a little bulb, and it goes on the underside of the gas cap, and then over a period of time, it drips.
What is its purpose? What does it do?
It slowly releases a stabilizer during the off season into a tank.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Now, I don't normally, because I'm not so well versed in it. I have, but I haven't done it in a while. Dropping the bulb and cleaning out the carburation before I take it over for a bench if I can't get it started. I've had some success, but my issue is some of those bulbs, they're spring-loaded.
Yeah.
And there's a procedure for backing off that nut and or putting the 1 or 2 spring loads in there correctly.
All right. Let me tell you what I like to do. One of 2 things.
Go ahead.
Like with my snow blowers, when I put them away for the summer, I let them run fully dry till the gas. And what I do is I actually turn the snowblower on its up. I lift it so that the gas goes to the side of the fuel tank where the pickup is.
Okay.
And I dose it heavy with fuel stabilizer. I use you could use Techron, but I also use my favorite is Startron. I use that in there.
Okay.
That's
and
good stuff.
As the engine's sputtering, I actually pour more Startron right into the tank and let it run on that.
Okay.
And then I store the snowblower. I leave the gas cap unscrewed so that air will help dry whatever else is in there. And I haven't had trouble in the winter. I put gas back in it, and the thing will start right up.
Basically, keep it clean and don't let anything. Don't allow anything that would have the chance to build sediment.
Right.
In there, because as it separates, that's when it happens.
Plan B from outer space, which is what I do with my lawnmower typically, because I use the mower to mulch leaves in the fall. So I can go into November using my lawnmower.
Okay.
Typically what I do is when I'm getting around the feeling that this is going to be the last time I use the mower, I make sure that the gas in there has that fuel stabilizer in it. In this case, I usually use Startron. And of course, I run it, and then I just put it away with the gas in it. That's the one piece of equipment I leave the gas in, and I've never had a problem since I use, and I'm talking about maybe 2 to 3 times the amount of stabilizer that you would use just for normal. Well, during the year, I don't use it because I don't need the fuel stable. I'm using a mower every week.
Right, yeah, you keep the fuel moving. Yeah, that's important.
Right, and I haven't had a problem with that either. So
Alrighty.
That's what I can offer you. One of those 2 works for me.
I can try it on I can try it on 2 different machines. The snowblower and the generator, and
yeah, you see, the snowblower and the generator I would run dry because there's years you're not going to need them. Like, I have 2 snowblowers, a small one and a big one. And there's years that big one doesn't get used because I need 6 inches of snow or more to activate it. And certainly, hopefully, there's years you're not going to need your generator. So that I would run dry. And actually, we had the fellow from Stable, not Stable, we did a Stable, but we had the guy from Startron.
We've had them both.
And he told us about a time when he was in Florida and there was a hurricane coming and his wife was busting his chops. The generator, he left gas in it and it Yeah, it turned to schmutz. It was schming. It was terrible.
Schmog.
He drained it out and then filled the tank with Startron, and got the thing running on straight Startron, and then added fuel.
And then added fuel.
So that's you can run on that stuff, but again,